the reason why I'm here, I would like to kind of show two things we are lately working on, and it's related to the whole picture, how we create a component that enables any integrated solution to create reports on the back end, and the other one is kind of validating the future, if it is really a target for companies to go using Office Online. So the first part is the JChem for Office Java API. I emphasize Java because you don't need Windows Server to do this anything. So I think this could be very easily used to any web-based system to generate reports, PowerPoint and Word reports at the end, and deliver them, these reports to the users. So what I did is a simple video to quickly go through this. And this is just a test interface for testing the functionalities as we develop. So we have a writer interface, a reader interface, converter interface. The converter can convert all the structures according to display settings. And the template writer interface is this will be rather about the template writer interface, because this is, I think, the key point. We're also developing an OLE converter. I can talk about for that with someone personally if interested. So let's start it. And I take an example where, let's see that someone wants to programmatically fill structures and related data into a template, which become later as a patent document. So you've seen that complicated reaction, and you also see some formatted text in your document. So I just show these two bits. I will load this now from a file. This test interface arises from a file, but basically you can imagine this same way can happen from a database. So you can create molecular objects with properties. This is what this example shows. So I just select a template. I will show the template how it should be constructed. Basically, it has bookmarks in it. In Word, it's easy. In PowerPoint, we also created a bookmark system to do the same. But now let's do, you see, the reaction is not there, and there will be a text coming from an RTF. RTF can be stored in a database, and then this can be loaded. So just show what kind of bookmarks are in this template. Okay, so there's a structure, main structure. If I go to it, shows that this is a bookmark on this container, a picture container. And if I go to the RTF bookmark container, this is this text. So this will be replaced. So let's see how it works. Okay, the data now comes from an MRV structure, and the RTF is a property of this structure in the file. You can imagine that from API you can put this together coming from a database. So yeah, it can do PowerPoint and Word. As you can see, I just specify the file, what should be filled in this template, and then at the end I have to tell which is my target folder. If it comes from several structures, then it creates all the documents in this folder and fill this folder for the testing purposes. So let's start. It is very fast because it doesn't need to open anything. It's immediately there. And so you see, this was created by hand. As I scroll down, the reaction is here. What's the difference if it is a picture? This. I double-click, the structure is there. So I can continue fine-tuning this if I need a little better picture or something in my patent document. And you can see that bold, subscript, colors, whatever can be described in an RTF is there. So this was the first step. Okay, I may need a table for examples in my patent. So as I scroll down in the original document, you can see that here is a table. They use names. In this example, what I will show that we can even put in structures in it, so not just the names. So let's do this. Again, I show what is the bookmark. The difference of the second type of bookmark, this is why I show this separately, is that this is a named range, so you can replace at this area and keep the bookmark. So programmatically, you can loop in the same document. And for this showing how it does, I will start from the already created document, which includes the reaction and the RTF, and I use simply the test writer interface. For this, I don't need the template writer interface. Just I have to reference that named range, as you will see. So this is an SD file now, in this case, for all the structures and the data which is needed. And in this testing interface, we also show some display properties you can set. From the API, everything is available, all the display properties. Now I set to the aromatize of the input to have the calculate. So just select this document, which I previously created, and I write here that the bookmark code bookmark. Yes, it's funny. Okay, I might have found something better, but I say I want to insert in a table format all of these structures, and then it immediately opens. And you can see that the structure, the reaction is there, RTF is there, and here are my structures with all the data which was needed. Okay. Anyone is interested in this? So all of these things which are done now, and we are improving these things. We would like to kind of go to clients and ask, what is your real workflow where you could leverage this functionality? So any feedback is welcome, not just the feedback sheet. This is more important. So before going to the Office Online proof of concept, let me interrupt for a moment. Okay, so this year, JChem for Excel is 10 years old. Can you imagine that? Maybe after Steven's presentation, you can kind of imagine. And I was looking for an old presentation of the very first presentation, but I couldn't find. I just found this. Maybe several of you know that Tamás Pelc invented the JChem for Excel. And this was in 2009, May the 15th, 16th, I think. This was the time. And the only thing that I found, the first slide, what happened since last year. So as we go retrospective, we can see that, okay, structures move and resize with cells. This was a requirement from GSK. Before that, as I asked Tamás to tell me what were the very first features. The very first features were just pictures in the cell. It didn't really move properly. And import from database. This was the very simple tool. In 1 year, a lot of features were added, but I just wanted to show this as going a little bit retrospective. So we will have a little celebration after the lunch here outside. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, so now very quickly about the Office Online. This is, again, future. I don't know this when this comes. Everything depends on your feedback. So we made a proof of concept to show the most risky parts are possible. There is still a lot to do. We need to know what are the plans of the major farm companies and in general, what is the use of Office Online. Okay? So again, a video just to show this. So if I can start, okay. So this is desktop Word. Just show that I just type something to create a document in the desktop version. Simply convert the chemical name. So now it has a chemical structure, JChem for Office object in it. So I save to OneDrive, and then in OneDrive I just give a name. And then several of you might be familiar with OneDrive. I've seen some companies who already have corporate OneDrive. So, but if someone who doesn't know now, it goes to the OneDrive cloud storage, and as you log into office.com, all of these documents are there immediately. So I just click on the. It takes time for Word Online to load. So, but after that, with an add-in, it is possible to create the ribbon. These are the options you can see. If you remember, I created the document, the structure in desktop monochrome and no hydrogens. You can see this on the hetero and the terminal. So now I click apply display settings, and it regenerates the image with those display settings. It's editable. I can modify. Marvin JavaScript is integrated, and so also I just add the structure to show that it's also possible. So this is where we stopped now with Word Online, because these are the most risky parts, and we really need to know which are the most important features you need in this if you really plan to use Office Online. You just want to share and view documents, or you want to edit the documents later. But now just additional risky, very risky thing, how you can render a structure into inside an Excel cell and resize and see that it really works. So now again, this is desktop Excel, import an SD file very quickly, save it to OneDrive, and then this will be available after I refresh my OneDrive to. Okay, I just opened Chrome, and now the key is a Chrome extension, which can be seen here. You will see. So this trick can be done only currently at the proof of concept with the Chrome extension, but with that, so you see it cannot understand Excel Online. This is a function. I have had to do with this. This is hashmark name. If I click on this Chrome extension, magic, the structures I've seen, and then you can resize them, and you can scroll and see the structures. Actually, scrolling is very quick and smooth in Excel Online, so it's a bit. So I don't want to waste your time anymore. Let you to go to lunch.